Hello. Well, this is a quick update video. There's also a longer form video that I've just done that will go up as well, which is about some of the things I've been learning and wrestling with on this pilgrimage. But this is an update just to tell you where I am and where I've come from. So the last time I think I did an update, I was in the Luberon with all the way back in Dauphin, in that wonderful rose garden that I was sitting in. But today I'm in Ponte di Abria, which is just south of Siena. So from the Luberon, I made my way down to Nice, and from Nice I was able to get a lift over to Genoa, and then from Genoa I walked along the coast through the various places, and then I eventually made it to one of my favorite places in the whole of Italy, which is the Cinque Terre, the 5 terraces, or the 5 mountains as there are with the 5 valleys. And they've got these wonderful, beautiful towns that are only accessible by train or by foot or by boat. Unfortunately, it's very touristy at the moment, and so I wasn't there alone by any means. I was definitely surrounded by a lot of tourists, making the best of the end of the season, really. But that didn't take away from the beauty of the place. I know it sounds a little ironic, me complaining about tourists when I'm not from there either. But, I don't consider myself a tourist, I'm a pilgrim. A very fine distinction, I know, but such be it. And from the Cinque Terre, which was from Monte Rosso down through, well, from Genoa through to Monte Rosso, I had to sleep rough a couple of times. It was a bit challenging. But then since Monte Rosso, I haven't slept rough at all. I've been very lucky in that people have either been generous to me financially and given me money that has enabled me to stay in a hostel or something of that ilk, or people have taken me in, including some of the hostels. All I can say is, if you've been reading my Facebook or Instagram posts, the nuns are the best. The nuns have looked after me many a time whilst I've been here in Italy. So from Monte Rosso, I then made my way to La Spezia, and then La Spezia, I celebrated the feast of St. Francis in the next town over. I can't remember, but I'm sure Greg will help us along the way with various name places, which I'll give him. Then I ended up in near Carrara, which is where all the marble comes from, and then into Pietra Santa, which is a fantastic town. Nuns helped me out there again, and I had a wonderful meal with the nuns. They're both from Indonesia, and they were great fun. Their English was excellent, which made the night even more interesting. And it was there, all these wonderful people I've met along the way. And then from there I moved up to Lucca, and Lucca is just a beautiful city. And again, people with such generosity enabled me to stay in a hostel there. And from Lucca, again, I will give Greg the details of all the little places I stayed along the way. And I wended my way through various hilltop villages and things like that, these wonderful places. And yesterday I ended up in Siena. The day before I got to Siena, I did have a bit of a fall through through loose gravel and a pack that kept my momentum going when I didn't wish it to. So I did injure my shoulder and foot, so I have had to compromise a little and take the bus the last couple of days just to keep on target. But I've not been able to walk because I injured my foot during that tumble. It is getting better, so I'm hoping that either tomorrow or the next day I can start walking again. But I thought I'd do a quick update. I'll get Greg to put my little man image down to show where the progress I've made, some of which has been through the generosity of other people giving me the odd lift in order to get to Rome in time. I said that in one of my previous videos, that if people were going to offer me a lift, I was going to accept it just so that I could meet my deadlines. Yeah, it would have been great to walk the whole lot, but I'm only allowed 90 days thanks to various means and problems. But we shall see what happens in the future. I might try again and walk the whole thing if at all possible. So that's where I'm at. Thought I'd just give you this update video. Take care now. Bye.